I have a practice that I'm calling a spiritual workout that I want to share. Now, I guess it's more of an archetype actually, because I do something different every time, and I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I didn't plan this out. But I often talk about the subtle bodies. We've got our physical, our emotional or astral body, our mental, and then we get into our higher bodies, our causal, which is like our soul, our buddhic body, which is the one body that connects us all, the atmic body, which is divine mind. And integrating those bodies as much as possible, I think, is the goal of being human. We are spiritual on one side, but we are physical on another, and we've got to honor both. And treating our body appropriately matters, and it is the doorway to the higher realms. You've got to learn to go within. So building this connection to the body and doing different exercises with the body with various intention can really open you up and get those bodies online and united, and you can feel into each one and move through them. And so I'm just going to go through a couple of different things. For today, if you're going to follow along, kettlebell or dumbbell or gallon of milk, like some sort of external weight would be great. And then I'm using a kind of yoga ball, like a little ball, but you could also use a foam roller if you wanted to. And I'm just going to do a few different exercises. So starting down on your back, I hope you can still see me down here. And we're going to start with a little bit of breath. So knees are bent at about 90 degrees, feet are flat on the ground, shoulders are back and down. So I want you to try and paint your spine onto the floor here. Belly is active just so much that you're not going into a big arch through your spine. And then I want you to put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And we're going to take a big deep inhale in through the nose, and I want the hand on your belly to rise first. And then the hand on the chest comes up second. And then we're going to exhale also through the nose. And on the exhale, I want the hand on the chest to move first, and then the hand on the belly to finish. And as you do this, I want you to tune in to your root, the very base of your spine. And I want you to feel the length of your spine in this position, and the pathway that's created for energy to move from this root up to our third eye. Stay connected to the breath. And now I just want you to press lightly down into the floor with the soles of your feet. So we feel a contraction in our glutes and in our hamstrings. Not a ton of pressure, maybe 30%. And with that breath now, I want you to align that spinal column. Use your intuition, tune into your body, and make little micro adjustments of your spine. Move your pelvis, your mid-back, your upper back, your shoulders. This is very intuitive. And it almost turns into, I call this a transformer process. As we follow the energy moving through our body, just allowing it to go where it wants to go, and allowing ourselves to breathe. And continue to allow that spine to find its home. So now we're going to start to get into the astral body, the emotional body. And the best way I know how to do that is to move. So I'm going to do a little series here with the kettlebell and just body weight to get the blood flowing and pumping. And we'll do a couple of exercises to tap into that emotional body. So let's start in just a plank position here. And if you need to be on your knees, you be on your knees. Squeezing your belly nice and tight, squeezing your backside nice and tight. Most importantly, trying to find that same spinal alignment that you felt when you were on the ground. Breathing deeply here. And then keeping the elbows tight to the body, we're gonna lower ourselves down into the bottom of a push-up. I'm still floating here. Just moving back a bit. And then I'll push myself up. And let's go ahead and do 9 more reps here. And as you do this, I want you to think about all the things in your life that you are pushing away. What in your life are you not willing to accept? And you feel all this tension in your chest, and this fear, and this anger, and this anxiety. And just come onto the knees or wherever position is comfortable and feel that energy flow through your body. And just give it space. It feels like this primal energy. I can feel it flowing all through my sacral area now. And just feeling into that. Now, getting into some burpees here. And as we do these burpees, I want you to, and if you're not familiar with a burpee, let me move this camera. I think that should be okay. I want you to imagine, where can you not stop moving? So from standing, I'm gonna drop down onto my belly, pop back to my feet, jump and clap in the top. 10 repetitions. Where can you not stop moving in your life? Where are you too busy? Things are moving too fast. You're not willing to slow down because you're angry, because you're sad, because you're anxious, because you need to prove to the world that you are worthy, because you need to create safety by working and getting a big fat bank account. Where can you not stop moving? And then standing, breathing, feel into that energy. I've got an intense energy in my hands. And just taking a bit of a mountain pose here, so big, long spine, balanced in your feet. Pull those shoulders back, but open chest, palms forward. Breathing. Feeling that frantic energy. Grounding it down through the mountain of your body. Lengthen those exhales. Feeling yourself come back to center. Noticing what it's like when you slow down. And let's just take arms up overhead now. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Bring the left leg behind the right and just big side bend, trying to open through that side body. Breathing. Stretching that left side now. The feminine. The void from which everything is born, that fertile space. Will. Coming back to your center, switching wrists, stepping that left leg now behind the right, opening that right side, breathing. Now into that right side, that masculine, the energy of doing, the will, the form. Coming back into center, marrying the two, the doing in service of the being, the intellect in service of the belly. Now just connecting to our breath and doing some knocking on heaven's door. I don't know if that's what these are called. I just made it up. I think I might have heard it somewhere. But we're just rotating. My feet are nice and flat on the ground here. Maintaining a bit of tension in the belly. And I'm gonna go ahead and speed up my breath. So I'm exhaling each time my hands hit my body. And just ride that rhythm. We're gonna do 30. Five more. Big inhale. If you're dizzy, off balance, take a knee. Big exhale. Feel that energy flow. Squeeze the perineum. Squeeze the abdominals, squeeze that energy up the spine, up through the throat, up into the third eye, and into that mental body. Feel what a clear mind feels like. This is the mind of God. Open, still. From here, thoughts appear. And our frequency attunes us to them. Notice what thoughts run through your mind on a daily basis. Know that thoughts attract like thoughts because they're in the same frequency. So we must raise the frequency by doing things like this, paying mindful attention. Grabbing your weight now, your kettlebell or dumbbell. We're going to do what's called a windmill. And you might need to do this empty-handed to start. So one arm is going to go up overhead. Feet are about shoulder width apart. I'm going to squeeze my belly. I'm going to press up on that kettlebell, and we're going to use that mental body. And I want you to imagine that this arm is being dropped from the sky and is in a totally vertical pillar or column that allows this energy to come down into your body. And we're going to maintain that vertical column. We're going to squeeze our belly, send our hips back, and start to reach down, keeping that vertical column in place until that hand comes to the ankle or as low as you can get it, and coming back up. My mind is on this kettlebell, focused intently, using its will to control the position of my hand, my wrist, my elbow, my shoulder, my abdominals, all here, all from this point of focus. Think of the coordination that's happening right now. And let's go ahead and switch sides. That is the power of our mental body. There's so much that it can do. It's a processing machine. Checking in, even weight in your feet, backside squeezed, belly squeezed, vertical column. Unlock the hip by pushing it back. Reach the hip over as we come down the ankle, focusing the mental body on the kettlebell. Single point of focus. That mental body is like a laser. It is not there to be on all the time, to be lived in. The mental body is used when needed. And then we return back to the heart mind, back to the belly. Breathing. Come on down. All right, now we'll finish up with the bridge between the lower bodies and the upper bodies. So this is where the yoga ball or foam roller comes in handy. You're gonna lay down on your side. With the ball in between your legs or foam roller in between your legs, shoulders stacked, hips roughly 90 degrees, knees roughly 90 degrees. And we're gonna push one knee forward. So you can see that there. And then I'm gonna suck it back. So I'm pushing this leg and pulling. And as we do that, I want you to think about the intersection that's happening here between the lower body and the higher body. Pushing, pulling. Feel those energies begin to align and come together. Noticing what it feels like when things begin to move in unison, after the coordination begins to take hold. And this might be difficult for some, it's difficult for me. And just trust your intuition to move to the best of your ability for where you are today, right now. I'm feeling this big limitation or tightness in my spine, in my right hip. I'm not sure if it's SI joint, but it's very tight. So I'm just feeling into that as I continue to hold this image of the lower bodies and the upper bodies coming together, finding coordination and unison. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Again, stack the shoulders, stack the hips. And again, holding that image and then feeling the counterparts to the bodies that we connected to today. The counterpart to the physical body is that causal body, our soul, that holds all of our higher nature, our higher self. And we've got the astral body as it bridges to its counterpart, the buddhic body. The body of God's emotion, God's love, the interconnected field that shows us we are all one. And finally, the mental body with its bridge to its atmic body, the divine mind. Okay. Well, we'll see if I post this. It's different on camera for sure. I would do things totally different, faster. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe this will be helpful, maybe it won't. I'm glad I did it nonetheless. Be a good test. If you found it helpful, let me know. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll put some thought into what I'm going to do ahead of time. Okay. Thank you for being here, as always. Wisdom call not for another couple weeks. That's where I meet with people that are generous enough, shockingly to me still, to offer their attention to me. I'd love to have you there for the next one. I'm not sure what the date is. Maybe February 6th or 7th, something like that. Yeah, okay, that's it.